Hashtag best laid plans. Not today. Hi, lovies. This is Marquita Curtis Haynes. I'm the CEO and founder of the lifestyle brand Ageless Glamour Girls. I'm also host of the Ageless Glamour Girls Podcast. Well, today's episode didn't exactly go as planned. My amazing guest is Jane Bond. She's an identity strategist, reinvention coach, realtor, and host of the Unpack Your Life podcast. And she's also creator of a wonderful new app. It's called Identity Rebuild app. Now, she and I were just shooting the breeze. I'd already hit the record button. We were shooting, talking about this and that. And before I did my official open, right? And we looked up and there's the live button up there in red, bright red. I'm like, oh my gosh, are we live? How did that happen? Did I accidentally hit the live button? Who knows? But so instead of just, stopping everything and starting over, we leaned in, we embraced it. We kept it moving, Missy. And so what followed became one of the most authentic conversations I've ever had on this podcast. So today, instead of my polished interview, you're getting the real thing. Okay, you get the real thing anyway on the Ageless Glamour Girls podcast. But today is the real thing. I hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as Jane and I enjoyed having it. Okay, we are recording. And with StreamYard, I don't know about Riverside, but after we actually stop recording and log off, you have to keep your camera open for a few minutes.
Yes, same thing.
So, yeah.
Same thing.
And what I do is sometimes I do my open on camera with the guest, and sometimes I do it without the guest. But I definitely will do my close after the fact. And so everybody does something, and I keep saying I gotta go start studying how people do this, especially so we can get on that Forbes list of big money makers.
But what the thing is, I think it's very interesting, because you learn as you go, and it's not always easy. I've been doing podcasts for a long time. I had another podcast before, Unpack Your Life, called From Execution to Excellence. I don't know if you remember. And I had a lot of different celebrities on it from when I was in the entertainment industry. And I loved that podcast. And I'll never listen to anybody ever again, because I did that podcast every single week. And then I met a PR girl who I used to work with years ago. With the Brand New Heavies and everyone that I worked with. And she said to me, and it was when podcast wasn't popular, she said, is podcasting bringing you any money? What is it doing for you? And it made me stop and think. I'm so busy creating this, doing brokerage, getting my brokers together. And, COVID is here and da-da-da. And COVID hadn't come yet. And I listened to her and I said, you know what? This is one thing I probably could let go.
Wow. And
that is a regret that I have, and that was an amazing podcast, From Execution to Excellence. And I love the name. And I thought about bringing the name back, because after unpacking, then we go to execution, and then we go to excellence, because we rebuild. But I thought that's too messy. And I'll never forget that. And I didn't hire her as a PR person.
I'm just doing some. Just ignore me. I'm just doing a little bit.
You have your regrets in business and life,
girl. Oh my God, so many. And that's why, when you're younger, people say, people like, oh, I don't have any regrets. I'm like, shit, I got a lot of regrets. I got regrets.
Yeah, me too. And people say you shouldn't have any, but you know what? I don't need to take them to my grave. But yeah, some of the things I could turn back the hands of time,
right,
and make it happen. Yeah,
right. And we're human, and it's okay.
It's life.
Yeah, and it's life.
Yeah. So
I'm just talking and I'm just playing with this little stuff right here. Do you have to operate all your little stuff too? Or does yours automatically follow the voice?
It just follows everything.
See?
Cut it all up. See, that you do it too much.
See, here I am. And I was telling, and surely there've been some upgrades, because we have a really, really good plan here, because I'm on here with like two other people, and the main guy, who was my former editor. And there's some upgrades, but I just have to, I don't come on here until I get ready to do something, unfortunately. And then the little stuff pop up like, oh, did you know that you can do this? I'm like, oh my God, no, I didn't know that.
And I didn't do it last time either. Now I can do it now. I'll wait to the next podcast.
Yes. And so that throws me off because here I am. Oh, let me go back to her solo play. Oh, let me go back.
Oh,
And
wow.
I never do solo on me. Let me try that.
So you have to do your own solo? Are you kidding me? No,
I have to do. I'm operating this right now.
No,
and
go
I'm
to
looking.
side.
It's a mess, girl. I'm ghetto. And then I have a what is the thing called the teleprompter?
You know this should be live right now, right? Because this is the funny part. This is the funny shit. You're like, girl, I'm ghetto. And I'm like, yeah, I get it, but go to Riverside. That's how
and that's what I'm saying. And I probably do all that. So now here I am. I'm keeping an eye over there, but I know I have to look there. And then I had a teleprompter. And I had a teleprompter at one point, right? And it's like, you know what? I need to go back to my iMac where I can have everything in one computer and I have a laptop right here and then I have a monitor here. And here's the script right here. And you're looking teleprompter and I don't use the teleprompter and I should. Do you have a teleprompter? You probably memorize your stuff, don't you?
Girl, I can't memorize anything. Sometimes I have one, sometimes I don't. It depends. If depending on who I'm interviewing. Like I just had an interview. I was interviewing 2 financial people, and that's a lot. But they really wanted me to answer. They really wanted me to talk to them about the questions that I sent them. But I never do that. That just lets me know who they are.
Right.
And then they come on the show. I ask them different questions. So that throws them. They were prepared for those questions. But, they talk about money and I talk about identity and unpacking what that means. So I wanted to unpack things about them too. I mean, you talk about money all day long.
Right. Exactly.
What you do with money and your identity and how you handle that. And it threw them, but they were really happy. And at the end, they said to me, Jane, I really think our friendship is opening up. And I was like, listen, we're all doing this together. There's so many. And that's why I said to you, this is where your camera should be on now. Because we're really talking. Because
and we are talking and the camera is rolling. So that's cool.
Okay. And once the camera comes on, usually we switch up.
Yes.
And we become
so
formal interviewers.
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do that. Do I memorize a lot of stuff? No, I don't think anybody does. But if you know your stuff, you don't have to memorize anything.
That's so true. That's so true.
And then, I can't do what you do, Mark. If I had to go back and forth, bring me forward, bring me back, look over here, I would be a mess.
I have to look and see. I bet you they have that on StreamYard, but follow the voice. Because I'm like,
no, you need to have Riverside. Use Riverside. It's so easy. And then you just go in and cut it all up. You just do what you want. I go in and do voiceovers. I go, and it's good when my assistant says, I just need you to do the voice. I'm like, girl, got that. Let me just go in.
Now, do you have an assistant or an AI assistant?
No, I have an assistant. I need a real person.
Girl, that's what I have to do. And my girlfriend's like, you need to at least get an intern. You can't.
Yeah, at least.
She said, this is not sustainable. And I'm like, no, it's not.
You'll be exhausted.
And that's what I was on that. Jerry's fussing at me all the time because I will be at this computer for 10 hours a day.
But see, this is what I talk about. Identity. This is who you are. You have to, you feel like you have to be productive and perform all the time. When you don't, relax. You got this. You got this covered. Go to the tool that's going to make your life a little easier.
The tool, right?
The tool that's going to make your life a little easier because you don't have to be so, perform in performance mode all the time because it's going to exhaust you. Release things that don't serve you anymore, girl.
That's true. That is so true.
Get rid of that. It's too much.
Even on Saturdays and Sundays, I do like 6 hours on Saturdays and Sunday at the computer. Because it's like
God had a day off.
Do you like Jerry's like, babe, you need to get off that computer. Just move away from it. You can't keep this up. He's like, why don't you pause the podcast for 2 weeks? I'm like, nope. I'm trying to get some sponsors. I can't do that.
You can't pause it. Well, then Jerry's talking crazy.
Exactly. That's what he does. And I'm like, Jerry, and I tell my sisters, I'm like, nobody knows but me and God what this looks like. Because, you know, you
Right.
got to do the shorts, you got to do the this, you got to do the that. Then you got to put it on this and
No,
YouTube. And then you got it on TikTok. And you got to do this.
Oh my God, Marquita, this is too much. It's too much.
And
You need
I
to.
am wearing my little self out.
Yes, you are. When did
And
you
then
have-
stuff is falling through the cracks because I have women who still want to be in volume 2 of the book. I've had to pause that for a second because I can't do this alone.
You're in performance mode, which is
Mhm.
taking you to exhaustion. You do not want to hit that wall.
Yeah, I think I'm almost
Release the things that aren't serving you anymore. You know, we have inherited all these traits where we
Mhm.
believe that performance and productivity is who we are. You can't. You're going to run yourself ragged. Stop it.
Right.
Stop.
And I'm not going to lie. That's exactly what happened. I was talking to God last night. I'm like, you know, my heart, I'm like, oh my God, God, please help me do something, send someone my way, help me make some decisions about some stuff. I cannot maintain this
You
pace.
have
I know
to
that.
deconstruct. Let me tell you about my 5-step method.
Okay, and I'm going to go close up on you right now with this little button right here.
Let me plug that with you.
Okay.
That identity method will allow you to understand who you are. That's your awareness. That you have to do an audit. That's called the identity audit. That's the first one, right? So where all this came from, you inherited from all the people that sent you these messages when you were younger. And even now, we have to keep performing. We have to keep showing up. We have to wear all these different hats. And that's not true. We do not have to wear all these different hats because it will exhaust us. And that is not good for us. And then you have to go through the second part of that. The second part of that is deconstruction.
Wait a minute. You're not going to believe this. Wait a minute. Wait, we have to start this over because somehow this says live now. Oh my God, I can't.
It's been saying live for the longest. That's why I asked everything we talked about was on there. Oh my God. And I was like, girl, I get it.
Oh my God.
It was always on live.
Oh my God, where is it live? Where is it
live? Right there, live, 10 minutes and 27 seconds.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we are going to
edit this.
End this recording, but it says end recording, but then I just saw the live thing pop up. Okay, we're going to end this and we're going to start again. No,
you do not. This is a beautiful session. Stop it.
Okay, we're just going to go. We're going to go with it. We're going to go with it.
Why are you doing this to yourself?
We are going to go with it. And I don't know if that little live button is going to be on there the whole time. I don't know.
It's on mine. It's been on mine the whole time.
Okay. Okay. OMG. Okay. This is meant to be. Okay.
I love it. I love it.
Oh my God.
That's why I was just trying to tell you about the 5-step identity method.
Okay. Yes.
Understand what you are going through right now.
Okay.
What you need to break down. And we can tell the audience that because anybody that's listening to this, take the 5-step identity method audit. There's a free audit on my IG and on LinkedIn. It's free. Do it. And it'll share things with you. It's like what we're talking about right now. You are so prone and you have been so, conditioned basically. And most of us women, especially corporate women, especially women that have been, founders, entrepreneurs. And so we're so conditioned to perform. It makes us exhausted. If we're not doing 10 things, we feel like we're failing. Like this is not going to get done. And if it doesn't, give me that, I'll do it myself. Well, we can't because we get exhausted from that. That life we cannot continue to lead, and you cannot continue to lead it. I'm going to charge you for this. You get my bill, girl. You cannot continue to lead a life like this, Marquita, because it's going to exhaust you. And that's the first part. So I'm going to go through each step with you.
Okay.
First, you have to audit that. Be aware of where that came from. We inherit those traits.
Can we start with the mother perfectionist?
Okay.
Perfectionism.
See, we inherit those traits and those messages that tell us if we don't do everything and keep it moving, we're going to fail.
Yes.
But the good news is failure and success are ride and dies. They ride side by side.
Wow. So failure and success
are ride and dies. They ride side by side. You keep moving because guess what? Failure is not failure. Failure is just data that gives you the opportunity to get up and do it all over again better. Period. Okay?
Okay. You know what? I can see right now this is going to be a nugget fest.
Again, let's go through this again. What I'm saying
Okay.
to you.
Mm-hmm.
The second part of that is deconstruction.
Okay.
The only way to get rid of that and make that shift is to listen to your interior empires. One, you have to deconstruct. You have to annihilate that person that was taking in all those messages from when she was younger, and even society, and even in corporate. The message that we had to be 100%, do everything. If we're not working, we're failing. If we're not wearing every hat and making sure everybody's doing what they're doing, we're failing. And that failure word is so scary for so many of us, you know. But it depends on how you take in failure. And that's why you have to annihilate the person that has all these messages still with them and have not taken the time to release what is no longer serving them.
Girl,
You can't carry that shit with you.
you cannot.
It takes up too much energy and too much time to realize that, oh my God, how do I handle this? And then it takes a lot. You have to have courage. You have to have self-trust, and that self-trust is deep. Okay.
It is.
That's why you have to annihilate the person that's in the darkest part of the wound. You have to leave them back there and only bring through when you do the rebirthing of what you're going to keep, that all the good parts. And that third part, let me go through them now.
Okay. Okay.
That third part, you have to understand, what is it costing you to stay the same? That's identity equity. Okay. So we went through identity audit. We went through identity deconstruction, and now we have gone through, and we're talking about identity equity. That's my real estate head, just to put you guys back in place. I'm landing for you.
I love it.
Part, you have to realize that's costing you so much. And this is what you're saying to me. We talked about this from the beginning of the podcast. That's why you said, girl, I'm all over the place. I'm ghetto. Yeah, we've all been ghetto. I know.
I'm sorry. That word.
It's so fine. Let's air it out. This is how people talk. Listen, we can always be very formal, and we're real people. Let's be real.
That's
okay?
right.
So the thing is, when you realize what is costing you to stay there, you have to unpack that. And the fourth part of that of this 5-step identity methodology is either you're going to unpack it, move on, or you're going to foreclose on it. There's going to be an identity foreclosure, and you will not be able to move, because that's who you have identified yourself as all along. You can't move. So that foreclosure is deadly. That's like losing your house. So you lose yourself instead of being who you are, who you truly are at the core. We know you're creative. We know you can handle all this shit backwards and forwards. We're women. We're dynamic people. Life isn't linear, though. We're 3-dimensional, but we're not so 3-dimensional that we have to we have to wear every hat every day. We be up to the damn ceiling.
Girl.
And the part is your rebirthing. Okay. That's your reconstruction. That's your rebuild. That's where you reinvent and you say, you know what? I'm not going there anymore. I'm going to let my interior empires rule my life, which is my health. Okay. My skills. Okay. My heart and my spirit.
See, there you go.
And you just move forward. I mean, you know me. You know what I was doing. I was wearing every hat you can imagine.
Yes.
I thought I was going to lose my damn mind.
Yes. It's like
all of that. And that's where the methodology came from. Going through it myself. I didn't write the theory. There's so many people. You can read Brene Brown. You can read Adam Grant. I mean, you can read Robin Sharma. You can read all the books you want. The experience of it, without doing the work, the books mean nothing. When you read the books, even I even take you to who was it? I can't even think of his name. But anyway, when you read those books, you must do the work.
Yeah, and
Marcus Aurelius. Yes. Marcus Aurelius.
Marcus. I'm not familiar with him. Marcus Aurelius.
You have to read those books. Yeah.
Okay. You need to give me a list of books.
I will give you a list. It'll be in my website, and I'll put it on. I'll send you a list of because you know what? The reading really helps you dive in and understand who you are. And when you're reading those books, you see yourself, And I mean, even another person, oh my God, I remember crying reading her book, Prentice. What's her name? Oh my God, Prentice. What was her book? A Way to Heal. Amazing.
Wow. A Way to Heal. That title is amazing right there. Speaking of amazing, A Way to
Heal. She had a statement in her book, Hemphill, Prentice Hemphill.
Okay.
And she had a statement in her book. She's a somatic coach. And she said, I love people with boundaries. She said, if I keep boundaries with people, it allows me, and I hope I'm quoting, I'm sorry if I quote it wrong. It allows me to love them simultaneously with loving myself. Wow. And I was like, wow. Okay.
Wow is right.
And I understood that how you have to create boundaries with people because they will have you going crazy,
You know what? Yeah. And that's why, a lot of women talk about that, once you get a certain age and stuff about protecting your sanity, protecting your time, protecting
your peace.
But protecting your peace. There it is. Protecting your peace.
I tell people, don't disturb my peace with your chaos. I don't have time for that. That's a lot. That's a lot,
Right.
And that's why identity matters to me when I talk to people. And people go, Jane, where did this come from? It came from experience. It didn't come from theory. Yes, I read a lot of books, but it didn't come from theory. It came from me experiencing every last part of that methodology I just shared with you.
And that's like when I was younger, I would ask, my mother would say something, I would ask her a question, and she would say, just keep on living.
Absolutely.
And, and that's how you come to that.
And it'll be okay. We worry about so much. We worry about so much shit.
My gosh.
And, we just naturally warriors.
Yeah. Yes.
As women. And it's unfortunate for us because and again, that's why we're so highly performative. And we don't know when to quit. We don't know when to quit. We don't know what's serving us or what's not serving us. Like I said, we have all these inherited traits and all these messages that we've had, and we see life through one lens, and we get older and we're like, wait a minute, I'm not happy. But they told me I would be happy if I chased this.
Oh.
It's like fame and money. A lot of people aren't happy even though they have fame and money.
Interesting. Isn't that something?
And as we get older, we realize that, when your parents said to you, I used to hear my mother and father say, I wish I knew what I knew then now.
Right.
Well, I understand that. I definitely understand that.
Girl. Yes. I wish I knew.
I definitely understand that now. I'm like, oh God, yeah.
I am, yeah. Oh my God. Right out the gate. Those 5, girl.
I love the show. Listen, we could talk all day. I love when I meet people or when I'm speaking to someone that I do know, because I always say, just let your hair down, because that's what this is about. People don't want to hear boring stories. They want to hear real talk.
That's true. That is so true.
Yeah.
Real talk. Because that's what keeps you in the game.
Real girl talk.
Ageless Glamour Girl talk. Yeah. Right.
Never aging. I'm ageless.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I say, with Ageless Glamour Girls, we're on our ageless aging journey.
Absolutely. I think age is becoming ageless. That's what age is. You have to stay ageless, because the minute you give into that age thing, you start dressing differently. You start not moving the same way. You start not grooving the same way. You start not eating the same way. Girl. I mean, all of that. You start making up yourself differently. Less makeup, honey, be you, be glamorous.
Thank you. Now you're talking my language. No, it's all mindset, It's
mindset, that brings along a certain skill set with it. But, and you have to stop playing those records from the past. Stay true to who you are.
That's right.
And I think there is, I'm not going to go into some people, age appropriate dressing and this and that. Yeah, whatever you want to do,
Right.
that's your business.
Right.
I'm not
Right.
here to judge you.
That is so true. That's what I tell people. I'm like, you say, and I know that if I let my gray hair come in, I'll get,
All of this,
more sponsors and all this. That's what they want to see. But I'm like, I'm not ready. And I'm good with that. I don't care. If you want to let your hair gray, it's beautiful.
if you
But I'm
look
not
at
ready.
my podcast, I look like a raccoon in some of them. And I'm good with that because that's
Right,
who I am.
exactly.
It's true.
Exactly.
My hair is gray. It's
Right.
white. Not only gray, it's white. And
Yours
then
is white. Oh, that's that beautiful gray when it's white.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
Just
Let
saying.
me be vain about that. That is beautiful. But
Uh-huh,
I like when I have my hair colored also, but
mhm.
I can be versatile too.
That's right. Right.
We
right.
don't do permanent now. We're not doing that. It's like
Ooh, not going back. Not going back.
yeah, like curly was natural. So my hair it's natural now, and no perm, none of that madness, and
Mhm.
it's just it is what it is. And
But,
I love it.
But if women wear perms, good for you. And relaxers, that's your thing.
No,
do you?
People ask me, "What do you put in your hair?" Girl, you don't want to know. Castor oil.
Going back to my grandmother, I remember she put eggs in my hair and beer in my hair.
Absolutely. Let me tell you something. My hair, I went to a salon and my hair started breaking a little because I'm not sure. I'm not going to say I know for sure, but something went in my hair that shouldn't have been in there. It started breaking. And I went out to California to see a girlfriend of mine, and she was like, "Girl, just put some castor oil in there, and you'd be surprised how long your hair is going to grow and how because it's curly, how bone straight your hair will be." She said, "Use some castor oil every day, couple squirts, take it all the way down to the end, keep brushing it, tie it up at night." I said, "I look cool tying it up in front of people, but I don't care."
Girl, right? Just like at a point, it's like, so be it's about me.
I tie it up at night, and I'm like, "This is who I am. I'm a black female.
Right.
We tie it up."
Right.
I don't wear it outside, but I'm gonna tie it up.
Right. I was just happy to see, a number of TV shows now, especially, with the sister girls, and the ladies going to bed, she's tying up her hair. That's why I know I tie mine up every night, every night.
Listen, culturally, it is what it is.
It is.
That's all.
Yeah.
We should be free to be who we are.
That's right.
We're black women. We're black women, period.
That's right. And that's one of the beauties too of getting older. You're ideally you're embracing more of who you are.
Oh, I embraced that a long time ago.
See, I love it. I love it. But some women take, they raised the kids, they've done this, they did the career, and then they get to a point where now it's my time.
Yes.
So, and here again, we're all on different journeys, different paths, and
absolutely,
the timing is off, and you could be on one path, and all of a sudden someone passes or something else, you get divorced, whatever, and then all of a sudden you're on a different path.
Right.
And of course, with age, you have that discernment, more, and you are, you can see the light, and you have that ageless wisdom.
I love it.
Forward to deal with whatever you're dealing with,
And wisdom is so important.
It totally, yes. And getting back to and something that you said earlier about self-confidence versus is it fear? No, it's not fear. It's something else. How do you know the difference between a lack of self-confidence? Yes.
Well, I mean, listen, self-trust is something that you have to build. I mean, it's not something that just comes in. People think confidence is come in a room and you own the room, and you got to read the room first of all.
Right.
The person that walks through the room, they may look confident. I remember maybe it was Brene Brown. She said, "Don't confuse preparedness with presence." and it's true. Confidence has to be coupled up with courage and self. And I don't mean the faith you get in church. It has to be coupled up with that. You have to know who you are, and confidence is something you build. And women stop trusting themselves because somewhere along the way, they started listening, or we stopped listening to ourselves and started listening to everyone else.
That
And
noise.
yeah, that in big noise, big noise.
Right.
And
Right.
that's the unfortunate part, because when you start listening to big noise like that, we become the good daughter. We become the good wife, the good
Right.
employee, the good mother, like you said, the good mother, the successful executive.
Mm-hmm.
We become everything everyone else needs us to be.
Uh-huh.
And then
Mm-hmm.
one day we wake up, Marquita, and we realize we've lost the relationship with the one person whose voice matters, which is our own damn voice. And that's what happens. That's why confidence versus self-trust gets so conflicted, because we are always on the expectation ladder.
Mm. That's
sucks.
deep right there. We're always on the
climbing that ladder. Trying to please. We're the pleasers.
Girl, oh my gosh.
Females.
Okay. Here again, what do they say? The older you get, the smarter your parents get. I remember my mother telling me one of the worst things that you can do in this life is to try to please everybody.
You can't.
You can't. And what did I become? I'm a people pleaser. I am a people pleaser. My name is Marquita, and I'm a people pleaser. Crazy.
Always trying to make somebody feel good.
Right.
Marquita feel good. And who's going to save Marquita when she's totally exhausted and falling on the ground?
That's true. There you go.
That part.
There you go. That part right there. That's true. Yeah. And,
girl, you my 5-step identity method.
Girl.
I'm gonna have my assistant send you that identity audit. It's free for your audience. Tell them to class, look at who they are, see what they're doing, and also listen. Have them subscribe to my app, the Identity Rebuild. That'd be something for them. They'll be like,
"Oh,
wow.
Yeah," because I was, that definitely. It's definitely going to be in the podcast description. All about your app, girl. Congratulations, by the way, on that app.
Thank you. That took me some time to get together now, because it's just understand. Like I said, it's understanding who we are.
Well, since we're talking about the app, let's go ahead. Tell us about your app, your new app that you just launched.
Well, my new app is called the Identity Rebuild app, and it helps us, reclaim ourselves, reclaim our authority, which we all need to do. Okay. It helps us make sure that, we are aware of the old identities and getting rid of that, because those old identities, that's what I was trying to tell you, Marquita. You have to annihilate that. If you don't annihilate those old identities, guess what? They're familiar, and you start being very familiar with them. They come back, they keep you comfortable.
Oh,
my gosh. When you're trying to move forward, those old identities start, oh no, where are you going? What are you doing?
Oh,
you
come back home.
That familiarity. You have to peel all of that off you and annihilate that. But first you have to understand the breakdown before you get to the breakthrough.
Ooh.
Because that's what
go deeper into that. And I know you are. Yes.
The breakdown is a part of the 5-step identity method. You have to break all of that down to get to the breakthrough, which is the rebuild. Because once you find out who you are, why it's happened to you, why did you foreclose on the identity and stay into one position where you were so unhappy and you stayed there for 20 years of your life, and then you figured out, oh no, this is what I wanted to be. I really wanted to be a musician. I really wanted to be an artist. I really wanted to be an actor. What happened to me? I didn't fulfill any things that I wanted to do because I was so busy people pleasing, taking care of expectations, being the good daughter, being the good mother, being the executive. Why didn't I listen to that thing that's always been nagging me?
Exactly. Right.
And that's where the identity foreclosure comes in, along with the identity equity. What did it cost you? And why did you decide to foreclose on something that really was never yours? Because of all of these voices in your head. And that's what the identity rebuild is about, for you to go through that methodology and break it all the way down to get to the breakthrough. It'll give you answers.
You mean the strategies that you mentioned, the identity strategies? All of those are broken down in the app.
Right. All of those are broken down in the app, and then you get through to the breakthrough. That's the reinvention. That's the rebuild. It asks you
Ooh.
several questions about who you are, what you like in life, what you wanted in life, and why didn't you go after it. It asks you, were you a
Mm.
pleaser? Were you the person that, had all the expectations put upon you? Were you the good daughter? Were you the good mother? Were you the good wife? Well, who were you?
Wow.
You had how many
Exactly.
identities? Then I can sit here and say I've had several identities, career identities, which is the culmination of where I am right now, which makes
Mhm.
me very happy because I can identify those identities. I know where they came from. I did an audit of them. I did an audit of myself.
Wow, because I know when we met, and we'll get to that story. You're a realtor, and
Yes.
and I was just launching, my show, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
But yeah, but I just noticed, yeah, you've made a major transition.
Absolutely. I made major transitions in my life.
Okay.
I've lived here about almost six decades now. So I've made major transitions in my
Mm,
life.
mm,
So,
mm.
I mean, a lot of people don't know that I was an interior designer for quite some time in my life, a
I
decade,
did not know that.
handled so many different celebrity athletes,
Mhm,
did their
mhm,
homes for them and pivoted from there to a entertainment manager because one of my celebrity clients as an interior designer wife was a vocalist and said, would you handle my business? And I said, I'm not sure how to do this. And she said, well, Jane, it's all business, it's the same shit,
mhm,
just the
mhm,
different. And I
mhm.
was like, oh, okay. So she kind of pulled me into that and I started working with that and started representing like people like Nigel Barker from America's
Oh,
Next Top Model,
yeah, yeah,
Heavies, which I'm sure you remember them. I brought them back
yeah.
to the market in 2000. I think I want to say that was like 2004. I brought
Oh,
them back to
wow.
the market,
Uh-huh.
negotiated contracts with their international manager, and we
Mhm,
came together and brought them back together. I mean, I had several actors and models, and I did that for quite some time. I did that right before I left New York. But that's not you just because you had these careers. I was always a businesswoman. I've never worked
mhm,
for anybody in my life. I've only worked for myself, period.
mhm.
One job. I was a flight attendant, loved it. And it's what
Okay.
allowed me to pivot and say, okay, I think this is what I want to do.
Mhm,
It's not what
mhm,
I want to do for the rest of my life.
mhm. But yeah.
Actually, I think I'm too smart to do this. No offense to flight attendants, but at the time in my life, I said, oh no, this is not going to be my life. I want to be served. I don't want to serve.
Right. Yeah, there you
I made
go.
that
Thank you.
decision very
Thank you
quickly.
very
I
much.
made that,
Right.
and I want to sit in first class because, and guess what? I want to be able to pay for that, and I want to
Right.
be served. So that was the mindset then, and I was very young at the time. I was in my 20s,
Mhm, mhm.
and I went from there. I worked for California Closets for a minute. They taught me how to
Oh,
do closets, which allowed me to really work as an interior designer.
I was just about making that connection in my head. Yes, yes.
I was hustling and pivoting, and that's what I'm saying, wearing those hats and understanding who I am and was at those times in my life, those
Mhm,
journeys
mhm.
gave me a very well-rounded thought process on identity and understanding that I wasn't happy at the end of the rainbow, even though I was making money and traveling the world. I mean, got the opportunity to travel the world over and over again. It's not too many places I want to be. I want to travel to continents or countries,
Mhm,
you know,
mhm,
because I've
mhm,
been there, done that, love
mhm,
it, you
mhm,
know. And the interesting thing about it is you gain a lot of wisdom and understanding from it. And
mhm.
I didn't go to school for interior design until after I got a 10-page spread in Home and Design magazine. Then I went, funny story, then I went to Parsons because I had to feel like I arrived. And this is where the exhaustion and the performance come
The
into play.
performance. That just came to mind. Yes, yes.
You never feel like you're there yet, especially ambitious
Oh,
people like us, women.
yeah,
We
so
never
true.
feel like we've made it. And
Never.
people say to me all the time, Jane, people that really know me, they go, Jane, you too hard on yourself. You've done so many things and did this, that, and other thing. But I just still didn't feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be. And
Right.
now with this whole career of identity and understanding the framework that I have created, and now that I can give back, it's always been about service. That's what I
Mhm,
really understood in my life. It's always been about service, Jane. It's,
mm.
you want to serve, you know,
Mhm,
and that's where it came from. And now I'm
mm.
happy. Now, what this does financially, that's something different.
Exactly.
Let's be
Girl,
real. What this does financially, that's something
yeah,
different.
that
But
is so
am
true.
I happy? Am I happy talking to people like you and my guest, my interview I had before you and all the guests I've had?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. I am
Yes.
happy.
That,
Girl,
yes.
this is some good stuff. We keep moving. And people ask me all the time, what are you going to do next? I hope nothing.
but yes, you're so right. You think it's like I told someone the other day, it's like I'm having the most fun I've ever had in my life.
And you bring it
And
in.
I'm working the hardest I've ever worked,
See, that part
in
we
my
gotta
life.
say,
But where's the money? Where's the money?
Right. But that part, the hard work, if it's hard work, it's not fun work. You got to get rid of some of those hats.
I know. I really do know.
How many more? I know.
It's hard. I know. I do. And it's hard because it's like, and Charles, who, as I mentioned earlier, used to edit my show. He's my partner, one of my partners in crimes. He used to always say, he's like, you're too much of a perfectionist. You have to let other people help you out. He's like, but no, you want to control everything. And I'm like, no, I don't. I just know what I want.
Yeah, I get that too. I get the control part because you're a perfectionist, but you have to release some of those things.
To a fault.
And at least you acknowledge it. And there's people out here that can handle your business.
That's true. That is so true. Yes.
They can handle it. You embrace the people that can handle it. Let go of the reins. I can't do it all. I'm sorry. I'm not.
I know it's exhausting. I'm exhausted all the time. It's exhausting.
I'm sure you are.
But what keeps me going is the momentum, and I'm getting back to what I just said, because I love what I'm doing right now with the show, with the anthology. I'm trying to launch the e-commerce store. I'm like, I need a whole nother person to monitor that store and to design some more t-shirts. Oh my God.
I have.
And I'm like, I'm going to do an hour on that today. It's
you need a couple more people.
And and every once in a while on Instagram, you'll see people say, "Oh, I have like a staff of 5 now," but it's the agentic AI agents, and I'm like, okay, I have to figure that out. I just,
and see that
they're not human. They're not human.
But you always see, you're still thinking, I got to figure that out. Let them figure it out.
See,
why are you figuring everything out? You don't have time. I mean, aren't you enjoying this? You're enjoying your life. Keep enjoying this. All you're supposed to do is show up. That is one thing I have to say for my assistant. All I do is show up now for the podcast. And I'm very happy. She does all the posting. She gets it ready for LinkedIn. I have to take my hat off to her. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have her.
Yeah, she's on it. I've never met her, but as soon as I reached out, she was like,
yeah.
I said, I need some.
Don't reach out to her. She's mine.
Now wait a minute. Now that did cross my mind. Surely she wants more than one demanding perfectionist client.
She's mine, and she knows I love her. I'm crazy. God. She knows I'm crazy.
Crazy, exactly.
She's going with me. Wherever I go, we're going together.
And that's important when you're looking for an assistant. They have to know who you really are. I'm like,
your vision.
Yes. They have to share that. Yeah.
I've had several assistants, and you've met a couple of them too.
Yes.
They have to really see your vision and believe in what you're doing. And that's so true. I feel like I found, someone that understands me. And that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful partnership so far. And I call it a partnership because I feel like that about her. And she's smart. So I think she's smarter than I am sometimes, but
right.
So,
right.
Oh, she's gonna love this interview.
I get it, and I'm gonna have to start somewhere. And getting back to something that you were saying earlier, about not trusting yourself and shutting out the noise. And I have to share this because we met here in Naples, 6 years ago, 6 years, I don't recall. But surprise. But anyway, you and my husband
measure it by, was it before COVID or after COVID?
Girl, I still don't know. I think, it was after COVID, I believe. But anyway, you and my husband were, in the same building with both businesses in the same building. And that's how we met. And we had a mutual friend, and who said, "Oh, you have to meet Jane." I'm like, "Okay." So I remember going into your office and your beautiful office, and you're like, and I'm like, "Oh, she's look at Miss Jane," It's like, and so then, um, and you and I got to talk, and you said, "You ever thought about going to real estate?" Because you were real estate, that was your real estate business, right?
Yes, that was
And
the
I had
growth.
never thought about going to real estate, and so you set up an appointment, and I came in, and what, in my opinion, it was a great appointment. It must have been because you invited me to your real estate firm after that. But I started tripping real hard because I'm like, oh my God, my car is a little hoopty. I'm like,
okay, I remember that.
right. I'm like, this is Naples. I can't drive around in that car. And then I was having knee issues. And then I was trying to launch the podcast, or get more into the podcast. And I didn't want to take anything away from that. And so I didn't trust myself. That's the bottom line, and the fear factor creeps in.
Well, it happens because, fear is, we just talked about fear in those identities, but, fear rarely introduces itself as fear. You know that, Marquita, right? I mean, it sounds responsible. Right. And sometimes it says now isn't the right time. And that's what happened with you. Maybe next year. My car isn't right. I'm trying to podcast. I'm doing this. And that it happens. Mm-hmm. I need one more certification. I need to save a little more money. Fear is incredibly intelligent.
I've never heard it put that way, but I like it. And I agree.
I mean, because
I can see that.
It is. It will have you thinking so much left. You think left all the time with fear. It just takes you left. You never go right with it because it's that, it's like two people on one side of your shoulder, each side of your shoulder saying, girl, what are you doing? Why are you even thinking like that? You can't do that. And the other person is saying, well, why not?
See,
and then you're like, well, maybe he's right. Maybe I can't do it, That's what happens. That's why I said fear is incredibly intelligent. It will challenge us all the time. It disguises itself as logic. So, you'll never question it. Right?
It does. Yes, I like that. It disguises itself as logic. Makes total, yes.
Because most people don't need more information. What they need is identity. Right?
Yes. And with that whole thing, it's like, for the longest, it still sticks with me. It still sticks with me to today, that what if, what had I become a realtor, where would I be today? In a fat house in Naples, maybe? No, but anyway, but yes, but see, and now we're here because it's been a while since we contacted, and I contacted you, through this, but
I was surprised. I was surprised, Marquita. I was like, well, wait a minute. I see the logo online. I see it, going through IG, my feed and everything. I'm like, okay. So she's still doing it. That's cool.
Girl, I know, because, there are a lot of us, especially, over 50, and we started stuff back in the day, on Instagram, and a lot of those women are not along, and I'm like, okay, here I am still trying. But, it brings to mind, though, the whole regret thing.
Right.
And I think we touched on that very earlier in our conversation today, how, back in the day, you would say, oh no, I don't have any regrets. That's crazy. I don't have any regrets.
I get a few.
Please, I have a ton of regrets. But I guess we have to learn how to work through those regrets. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. You can navigate your regrets. I mean, they'll be with you and visit them sometimes. Like, okay, I'm gonna do better next time. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch that pattern. I'm not gonna go down that route again. And that's what you was talking about. Confidence and self-trust. But confidence is believing you can do something. Self-trust is believing you'll be okay even if you don't do it, or if it doesn't work. Confidence is. Listen, confidence.
So you need both.
You do need both. That's what I was saying. You said one versus the other, but you have to walk down, the same side of the street.
Right. That was the intersection. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Confidence is the performance. Self-trust is the identity. And you have to know that. You have to know that. You have to know that you can trust yourself to move forward on anything you do. And if it doesn't work, at least you took the chance. And that's important.
That's important. And you know what? And that's what I
Maybe it
tell.
doesn't work.
Uh-huh. And that's what I tell some young people. I'm like, just do it. I'm like, then that way you'll know. Because you don't want to go throughout this life with what, oh my gosh, what I was this close and I didn't take that next step. I'm like, call somebody, ask them. The worst thing they can say is no, get out my face. And it still happens today. You get closed doors. You still get closed doors.
Absolutely.
Today as an adult, and you have to put your big girl panties on.
And pull them up,
pull them up, right,
right,
and just keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
So all that said, and I know we touched on this a lot, but for someone who's listening today and they're like, oh my God, I've been stuck. I'm behind. I don't know what to do next.
Right.
I've talked myself out of opportunity after opportunity. But I know that I'm capable of so much more. How do you move forward? What would you say directly to that person, or give me an example of a client who's come your way?
Well, I have several clients who came my way and talked about rebuilding and reinvention. And I think we've misunderstood reinvention. We think it's about changing careers or losing weight or moving to a new city or starting a business. Well, that's not reinvention. Reinvention isn't about changing your life. Reinvention is about returning to yourself, your true self, and understanding that. And that's why I talked about the Rebuild app, because so important. That's why I created it, because I realized that people didn't need another motivational speech. They need a process, something that helps them, unpack the stories they've been living and reclaim the parts of themselves that they abandoned, that they really know who they are, and being true to themselves and intentionally rebuild from the inside out, And that's important to people. If you don't know who you are, how can you move forward? You just keep moving backwards, or you keep repeating the same patterns.
That's true.
And those patterns keep you stuck. You have to annihilate the person that does not serve you anymore. And reborn, rebirth, rebuild from there. And I don't mean burn the house down. Right. People think, I got to burn the house down. I got to rip up everything. No, hell no. Just return to who you were from the beginning. Your dreams, your aspirations. And don't lead with money. Lead with who you are, And I'm not going to sit here and be like everybody, do what you need to do and the money will come. Well, hell no. You definitely have to go after them coins.
Exactly.
You definitely have to put that in the equation, okay? Because that's what makes it work. You don't want to be just doing it to be doing it, for the love of it. And the love of it is, that makes us happy, gives us joy, but we still have to live. So, let's be cognizant of that.
Let's keep it real.
Keep it real and keep it moving, because, it's the funny thing is we have to understand that we have to have that self-faith along with that courage, and build off of that with confidence.
Self-faith. I've never heard that, Trace, and I love that phrase.
Absolutely. And you have to have that. Confidence doesn't work by itself. People just ask me all the time, Jane, where do you get so much confidence? I said, well, what about the other shit?
Right.
I need the courage. I need the self-faith. I need to understand who I am and that I know I can do this. I've never been afraid. The one thing I can say is I've never been afraid to do something. If I see somebody doing something, she did it, I know I can do it. No different than I am. Maybe she has a little bit more money. Maybe she don't have enough money.
Wow.
But who says I can't do it?
Right.
Exactly. And that's what we go through in our lives. We start doubting ourselves. Doubt is huge. Doubt is a devil. It makes us tell ourselves that we just can't move forward. And that's what I said about failure. Failure is just data. It's just data. You collect that data and you give yourself the next opportunity to do better. It's how you handle that failure. where you get stuck and you foreclose on the failure part of who you are. That identity. That's why I said when you foreclose on, it's like somebody had a huge business and the business went under, but they can't move forward. What's wrong with you? You got to move forward. How did you get to where you were?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you something. Most of us, we think that, we can't move forward and do things. When was the moment you stopped asking, what do people expect from me? When was that moment? And started asking, what do I want for my life?
Are you asking me directly? You're not asking me directly, right?
I'm asking you directly.
Oh man. Oh my gosh, that's a tough question.
Like, when was that moment that you stopped asking, what do people expect from me? We talked about the expectations and started asking, what do I want for my life and myself? And how do I get there? What do I have to release?
And you know what? I think it started with, with the whole Ageless Glamour Girls, my lifestyle brand and the podcast. And I'm like, I don't want anything to interfere with that because I'm on a mission with that. And it's in my heart. It's my passion. I eat, sleep, and shit it. It's like
eat, sleep, and
yeah. And it's a business, but I have to keep telling myself that too, that it's a business, treat it as a business. Because, for so many years I worked for the man,
Absolutely.
and so, and the self-doubt creeps in, like you said, because it's like, not everybody can run a business. Maybe I'm not a businesswoman. Maybe I don't know how to be an entrepreneur. Then that self-doubt is a trip.
It's the devil. It's the devil. It will have you going around in circles. It'll have you in tears at 3 a.m. I'm not doing the right thing. What am I doing wrong? How help me. Look, help me. Ain't nobody coming to save you.
Girl, thank you. That's what I have to keep telling. Nobody's coming to save me.
Nobody's coming to save you. You got to walk in those rooms and say, you know what? I deserve this.
Exactly.
This is what I'm selling.
Right. And lose the excuses, because I can get caught up in some excuses. Because if Jerry was right here, he would tell you, because I'm like, I'll go here. It's like, shoot, if my last name was Rockefeller or Kardashian, and my brand would be a household name because I would do that. Girl, thank you.
Listen, you're not by yourself. Let me share this. You're not by yourself. Don't think that when somebody gets on your show, that they're so confident, because we're all working towards whatever it may be, and more power to the ones that have blown up and things are working for them.
Right.
But I look at it. Look, you bring the energy to the table. Who knows?
Right.
Just bring the energy to the table, and it's a beautiful thing. Because people don't need to become someone new. Okay, you and I aren't someone new. We're still the same people. They need to stop abandoning who they always been.
Wow, you know what? You just reminded me. That is so true.
Listen.
Go ahead.
Write it down, people.
Exactly.
You don't need to be someone new. Just stop abandoning who you are. Be true to yourself. Come forth, because that's who people want to know. That's who people want to meet. We all have a light. Run towards it. Run towards what makes you happy. Don't run towards what keeps you sad and keep you down and crying and waking up at 3 o'clock. I'm waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. No, I'm waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. It happens. Things happen, but you got to have enough in you to fight. Do the good fight, because, we all are out here together, and everybody wants to have a brand. Everybody wants to do their thing. Keep doing you and let it happen. And that's how I see it, because I'm going to keep doing, Unpack Your Life, because I think everybody needs to unpack. Burn the damn house down if you have to. Unpack it and keep moving and get rid of the stuff that don't serve you anymore, because it will just keep you stuck. And I could be on here talking like everybody else. I hear a lot of people speaking about it. I talk about identity a lot because it means a lot to me. But I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, well, you need to do this, and life is that. This is part of the journey. No, I'm going to be straight with you. Let's be a straight shooter. Right. Really open up and talk about this, because it's real. These are things that we inherit. throughout our lives. This is generational.
Mm-hmm.
We have to unpack things and talk about it. You hear people saying, and listen, identity is big. Brand identity,
it's huge,
identity,
huge. Right.
Individual identity, inherited traits, what they do at work, what the entrepreneur do, what the founders do, what these corporate heads do, especially people in the C-suite. So identity is huge and nobody wants to talk about it. They look at it, maybe it's too academic for them. I don't know. But the real deal is you must return to who you are so you can move forward in your life. You cannot allow yourself to get stuck, and you have to cut out the white noise.
Okay. You know what? Yeah. Okay. I'm not emotional. I am emotional. I'm a crybaby, just so you know. But
I'm giving you a hug.
Just wait. I can't afford you, so I don't know how I'm gonna pay you for and you know what? And this conversation reminds me of years ago. I didn't read the whole book, Shonda Rhimes' whole book, A Year of Yes. I think that was the name. But I read the excerpts. I knew the concept and stuff. And so, for people who don't know, and I hope I get this exactly right. Her sister would watch her turn down people when they would come to her. Hey, you want to do this? Oh, you should be doing. It's like no. And then she says you got to start saying yes. You got to start doing, moving forward. And that's what she started doing. And I'm getting chills. And that's when stuff started clicking for her.
Absolutely. You got to listen. You got to follow your heart. That's when I say come back to yourself. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I didn't lose myself a few times. Of course I did. We all did. I've been here for a while, and I'm still here, and I don't feel like I'm going anywhere anytime soon either.
Right.
But
right.
And I have to say, I do love interacting and engaging with people and different types of people and hearing their stories, because their stories make up who we are.
That's true.
And I always tell people, don't let anybody else tell your story, because they're just gonna fuck it up.
So true.
I tell people that all the time. I made a post of that one time, and people were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe she even said that." Well, listen, you either rise or run.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
And I had to rise through the fires. I had some fires in the past few years of my life, and I came through it. And that's why the framework is so important to me. And when I start having conversations with certain people on, different platforms like LinkedIn, like IG, and starting to like shift, or like, wait a minute, who's this person? I don't remember meeting her, but I do know that she was an amazing real estate agent and she did damn well. So she must know something. But
exactly.
And my clients that I do talk about identity and rebuilding and the 5-step methodology, they're like shocked because they didn't know me as that person. That's why I said life isn't linear, and we're not linear. We're 3-dimensional. Why not live our lives that way?
Yep, so true. And and thanks for the newsletters too, because I subscribe to your newsletters, and so much good stuff in there, so much inspiration. And it helped. Those your words helped me tremendously. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much.
Girl, because like you said, that white noise, all the noise, it's like will mess you up.
Very right. It will have you in tears at 3 a.m. in your eyes. All of a sudden, your eyes open up wide. You're like, wait a minute, I thought I was asleep.
Right. And what's that syndrome? The imposter syndrome.
Oh my God.
All of us feel it. It's like sometimes, recently I'm like, who the hell am I? What makes me think that people want to listen to my show? I want to come on my show. What makes me think that my shit don't stink? You know what I'm saying? It's like,
because you're doing it. You know why it doesn't stink, Marquita? Because you're doing it. You could not be doing it and still questioning yourself and wondering why didn't you start, and still be in corporate, and not be at home in the comfort of your house, enjoying a conversation with someone like myself or many other people that you have interviewed. Your brand, that's what you want. That's what you are pushing out there. And it's nothing wrong with that. Take it where it's supposed to go.
Right. And then, like you said, the noise is, And I don't like that phrase, the haters and all this stuff, but
There will be haters.
there will be haters, and
Haters out there. They will put all kinds of shit on you and write things about you that they don't even know that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I saw something on Robert Downing Jr. He was being interviewed, and I commented on it, and it was about boundaries. I think it was Dory Clark posted it on LinkedIn, and I commented about it, and it must have resonated with a lot of people, because what happened with Robert Downing Jr., he was speaking to an English reporter, and the reporter was talking to him, and Robert Downing Jr., you're looking at him, he looks amazing.
He does.
Amazing. We all know what his journey was about.
Right.
Who are we to judge? Okay.
Right.
So the reporter went,
who are you to judge anybody? But anyway, go ahead. Who are we to, yes.
Anybody, not just a celebrity, but this one just caught my eye. And he said, you might as well just ask me what you want to ask me, because your eye keeps jumping or something. He said like that. And the reporter was like, well, yeah, I do want to ask you this, with the heavy English accent, sometimes that can be intimidating, right?
Right.
They can insult you, and before you know it, you don't even realize you've been insulted. So he was interviewing Robert Downey Jr. He says, out of all your success and Iron Man and blah, 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 do you ever go down that dark path or think about that dark path, when you were on drugs and your father? And Robert Downey Jr. gave him 1 second to think about what he said. He said, where are we going with this? And the news reporter wasn't smart enough to pivot. Well, you're right, Mr. Downey. We don't need him to talk about that. And then he said, well, Robert said, interview is over. Got up and walked away. I was like, thank you, Robert Downing Jr. You know why? Because you don't have to qualify anybody's question. You don't have to entertain them. You don't have to answer them. When you know who you are, and that's what I'm talking about with identity. When you know who you are, you can make a move. And it didn't have to be him. That's called boundaries. Boundaries. I need to love myself before I even let you in. I'm letting you in on something you should be nowhere near. How dare you? Who are you? Because I know who I am. So the interview is over, sir. And got up and walked off. I was like, oh my God, I have to comment on that. Beautiful. When you know who you are, you do not have to give anybody evidence of anything. You don't have to entertain any of that. You just keep moving. Right?
Right. Okay. Whew. Okay. Oh my gosh. We don't have to go, do we? Yeah, we have to go. Let me tell you, I cannot wait to get the app and to dive in.
Please do.
I promise you.
I haven't heard any feedback yet. I know certain people have subscribed to it. But if you
just launched it a few days ago, right? 2 or 3 days
I know
ago.
I launched it almost 10 days ago. If you don't listen, let me tell your audience. If you don't subscribe to it now, you're going to miss your 20%. It's a 20% discount right now until tomorrow. It ends tomorrow. I think it was your 48-hour window, which was yesterday or today. But no, I think it's yesterday.
Sorry. Wait a minute. Because this is not going to air. Oh, well, it is live now, accidentally. But
then they can.
I'm going to put it back out as a show next Wednesday. But maybe we'll have an Ageless Glamour Girls.
That's right, it's live. Hi. I am so silly.
Oh my God. But yeah, you know what? Thank you, girl. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming on the show and helping us to move through all of this, because I love your perspective on identity. Because you're right, it's out there. And it's like, no, I'm not going to do another identity. Not with you, of course, but once that, when I read it, it did pop up. I'm like, oh, identity. Then I went in deeper, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is about way more than that.
It's about
it's different the way you approach it,
Right.
Yeah. Right. I love it. And at some points I was thinking, is her background psychology?
See, a lot of people do that. No, it's not. Right. It's journey.
It's journey. It's living.
It's not theory. It's journey. I have lived through every last part of that 5-step methodology. And when I have to be honest with the audience, when I came up with it, it blew me away. I didn't even understand what this framework was, but it moved through me. And next thing I know, I was, oh my God, what is this? Wait, oh my God, that's me. Crying. I think I read maybe 40, 50 books, and I was crying and I was seeing myself in all of this. And I was like, wait a second. Do you mean to tell me I foreclosed on an identity? And then, of course, my finance, my mindset, real estate, I was like, what did it cost me? Holy cow. And that's where equity came in. And then I said, you know what? You need to start rebuilding. And everybody that sees me, they go, girl, you look so happy. And I'm like, I am happy. I'm free. This is what freedom looks like, guys. This is what freedom looks like when you come back to who you truly are. And I had to let some people go in my life, but I didn't let them go forever. I just needed some space. I needed some peace. I needed to have some quiet time, because that quiet time really allows you to go in deep. And that's what that's about, like cleansing all of that, understanding the 4 empires of your life within you, and knowing that my spirit is what leads me with this work too.
Well, you have certainly found yourself. It's like,
and I hope to help other people find themselves, because no, it's not so academic. It's really just reality of life, and looking at it from a different perspective. I can sit here all day and quote from these books, but who wants to do that? Right. Have a conversation. No, I'm not a psychologist. No, I'm not a psychiatrist, but I have gone through my own, different journeys and paths and patterns enough to recognize them and put a name to them now.
And I tell you what, sorry, I'm just looking so forward to starting my own journey. I've been in one for years, but this is a whole new level.
Yeah.
This is going to be a whole new level. I love it.
And once you do that whole identity thing, you really break it down. It's the breakdown before the breakthrough. I wrote that in my first book, How to Land Your First $1 Million Listing. That was the first book I ever wrote in real estate. Didn't realize where that was going with the breakdown before the breakthrough. Because I had to go through a breakdown in my life with real estate. I remember crying. I was with Sotheby's at the time. I remember being in my office. I went from selling $90,000 properties with the copper pulled out the walls. People moved the stoves. People were angry. The market had crashed. It was like 2008. I didn't get my license in 2010 here in Naples. And when the market crashed, people were angry. And I didn't even know. I mean, it was a whole new business to me. So I went from $90,000, condos to selling $20 million properties. That blew my mind. Just to really understand the business and how I was supposed to show up. That was a whole nother identity. I had to show up. And then when, once I got to double, multi-million dollar properties, I had to switch up again, because it was a whole different ball game. So I went through a lot building, and understanding people and how they wanted to show up and how they needed me to show up to even represent them.
Yeah. And as you mentioning those prices and stuff, and of course, I keep going back to when you and I met, just like, and I'm like, okay, I got to take a class. Okay, I'm going to get my certification. Okay, I'm going to work with Jay. Oh my gosh. And
and the mistake I think agents make, and when I look back on things, and I don't fault anybody, when you give somebody access to you and who you are, sometimes they think that access is going to create who they're supposed to be. No, that's a path for you to look at and go, okay, well, I identified that. Am I up to the task?
Right.
You got to do the work. And that's what I said, reading books. If you don't do the work, you're never going to get there. You got to be up for the task.
Yes. And you are so right about that, because I've read books and, dabbled in some of the books, but it's like, I never went past, I didn't do the work. I didn't do the work. And you have to do the work. So I'm going to do the work from now on.
I had to do the work for myself. I didn't get here by just being those people or those different identities. I didn't peel them all the way back to see why I was unhappy. Why did I do this? How did that happen? okay, that's where I said that's just data to come back and do it better.
Right. Right.
Period.
Wow. I look so forward to my new journey.
Oh, I'm
Thank
looking
you.
forward to you. I'll keep my eyes on you.
Yeah, girl, please, because it's like I know already that I'm a different person than I was years ago when we first met. When I walked into your office and you interviewed me, and you were going to take a chance on me,
Mm-hmm.
and I just like, no, I'm going to do something else.
You know
I'm
what?
going to do my podcast.
You're going to be a
Um,
different person next year. You're going to be a different person next month.
mhm,
Change is the only constant that we have in this life.
mhm.
That's it.
So
If you don't
true.
change, nothing happens, right?
That's right.
So
That's right. You
that's
you
what I'm
look
going
up,
to
you're in the
do.
same spot you were like 2 months ago, 2 years, whatever. You're in the same spot.
That's right.
And so you got to keep moving, keep evolving. And I
That's
love it. And here again, shout out all the white noise,
Mhm.
the people around you who no longer serve you.
That's
It
right.
is. It is.
Keep it moving.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Thank you for
So
having me on.
Jane, thank you so much for coming on the show and talking about this. That you are amazing,
Thank you.
phenomenal, all the things, seriously.
Oh,
And I cannot wait to dig in. And everyone, I will include all of Jane's information in the podcast description, which we're live now, and finger buttons here. What is it? Butterfinger. Butterfinger. I don't know how I hit the live button, or else I would have alerted everybody that I'm going live. That's what my friend Charles always wants me to do. Go live, go live, go live. I'm like, no, I'm not going live. But here I am live.
and it's all good. This has been great. I loved it.
It's
I loved every minute.
Thank you. And again, like I said, I'm going to put her links to her social media because you're going to want to reach out to her
Yes,
and
you
hook
can
up
find
with
me
her.
on IG.
And that's
It's
right.
real easy. Jane Bond ____. Definitely look at me or look me up on LinkedIn. I love being on LinkedIn.
Mhm.
And you can find me on Facebook. It's easy. Jane Bond. I mean, how many Jane
Jane
Bonds?
Bond.
And it's my real name, guys.
Exactly.
This
Yes,
is not
yes.
made up.
And download that app.
Yes, download
Identity
the Identity
Rebel app. Yes.
And please download the Identity Audit. It's free.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of your guys. Right. Yes,
Mhm.
yes, yes. So Jane, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the mountaintops. Thank you for coming on the Ageless Glamour Girls podcast. I so appreciate you.
Oh, I appreciate you. And next time I'm in Naples, I'm giving you a call. We'll get together. Are you still in Naples?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I just want to make sure.
Yes, and that's a whole other discussion. Black girl in Naples. That's all.
You know, I'm the one.
wait. I know Jerry had to stop me every once in a while, especially when we first moved here. We would be out somewhere and I would see a black lady or a black couple. And I'm like a dog, start wagging the tail. And Jerry's like, baby, don't go over there and ask the lady where she gets her hair done. Don't ask them how they from here. Don't go over there.
I get it.
Stop stopping people on the street. I'm like, that's who I am. No matter where, that's who I am.
And people used to ask me, where do you get your hair done? I said, honey, I go all the way to Philadelphia.
I remember seeing that. And I think I may have asked you that. And right now I need a cut. And I'm going to Atlanta next week. And I'm thinking, oh, should I reach out now and try to get my hair cut there? Or should I drive back over to Fort Lauderdale, way down in Fort Lauderdale? Or should I drive, I don't know what to do. Jerry teases me because he's always trying to get us to move to Denver. And he's like, baby, you love that hairdresser you went to see in Denver, right? Stuff like that is important. But but it's like I need a haircut right now. And I'm like, oh my God, I gotta take off time. Thank you. This is gel down. Yeah, it's like that magic brush. Yes. And so so it's so good being with another black girl. But anyway, thank you so much.
I will be there and I will call you. Matter of fact,
do.
I'll probably be there soon.
Please
and I'll give you a call. Let's have coffee.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you,
Marquita. It's been great.
All right. Yes. And I'm going to stop the record now and end the stream and stop the record.
It's still live on my side.
Yes. I'm going to stop it right now. I'm going to end the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Jane Bond. Isn't she phenomenal? Yes. I know. Yeah, yeah, she is. And lovies, whatever chapter you're in, I hope today's conversation reminds you that your story is still being written. Stop second guessing yourself. Stop it. Trust yourself. Believe in what's still possible. And thank you so much for being here and being a part of the Ageless Glamour Girls community. Now, if you enjoyed today's conversation, please subscribe, follow us. We're all over the place, and share the podcast with another bold, beautiful, brilliant woman in your life. And be sure to join us in our private Facebook group, The Ageless Cafe. And don't forget to visit the Ageless Glamour Girls Boutique, where you'll find gifts, apparel, and inspiration created especially for wonderful women 50 plus. And we are still planning to do volume 2 of our Amazon best-selling anthology, Ageless Glamour Girls Reflections on Aging. You know you want to share your chapter. You never know who you're going to inspire. If you're interested in becoming one of our co-authors in volume 2, email us at info@agelessglamourgirls.com, info@agelessglamourgirls.com. Now, until next time, cheers to healthy aging and joyful living, lovies. We'll reconnect again real soon. Bye-bye for now.